The phone rang 3 times before Park Ji-ho picked it up. It was 2 in the morning, and he had been fast asleep. "Ji-ho here," he said, his voice rough from sleep. "Ji-ho, it's Director Kang. You need to come to the center right away." The voice on the other end sounded tense. Ji-ho sat up in bed. What happened? A scout ship crashed 30 miles outside the city. Military found something inside. Something alive. Ji-ho was now fully awake. "I'll be there in 20 minutes. The Seoul Interstellar Conservation Center stood tall against the night sky. Its glass dome reflected the moonlight. Ji-ho parked his car and rushed through the back entrance. 4 security guards met him and took him to the lower levels. Director Kang waited for him in the hallway. Her face was tight with worry. "Thank you for coming so quickly," she said. "What kind of creature are we dealing with?" Ji-ho asked. "We're not sure yet. It looks like a wolf, but it's not from Earth." They walked to a heavy metal door. Through a small window, Ji-ho could see people in protective suits moving around a large container. "It attacked 2 handlers already," Director Kang said. "Be careful." Ji-ho nodded and put on a protective suit. He entered the room slowly. The container had clear walls. Inside, a creature paced back and forth. It had 6 legs and blue fur that shimmered like water. Its eyes glowed yellow in the bright lights. It was the size of a large wolf, with sharp teeth that showed when it growled. "Has it eaten anything?" Ji-ho asked a nearby handler. "No, it won't touch the food we give it," the handler said. "It just growls and tries to attack the walls when we get close." Ji-ho moved closer to the container. The creature stopped pacing and stared at him. Its growl became louder. "Where was it hurt?" Ji-ho asked. Another person stepped forward. It was Dr. Lee from the research team. "Left hind leg and right side. Probably from the crash. It needs medical care, but no one can get close enough." Ji-ho studied the creature. Its movements were careful, protecting its injured side. Despite its anger, Ji-ho could see the fear in its eyes. "I'll take care of it," Ji-ho said. Director Kang shook her head. "Too dangerous. We should sedate it first." "No," Ji-ho said firmly. "Sedating an unknown species can be risky. We don't know how drugs will affect it. I can handle this." 2 people are already in the medical bay because of this thing," Dr. Lee said. "What makes you think you'll do better?" Ji-ho kept his eyes on the creature. "I've worked with injured predators for 15 years. They lash out because they're scared and hurt. This one is no different. This isn't some Earth tiger or wolf," Director Kang said. "It's an alien species. We know nothing about it. Pain is pain. Fear is fear. Some things are universal," Ji-ho replied. The creature had stopped growling. It watched Ji-ho with curious eyes. "Let me build a proper habitat for it," Ji-ho said. "Something that feels safe. Then we can start treatment." Director Kang looked doubtful. "The research team wants to study it as soon as possible." "They can study it after it's healed," Ji-ho said. "Or they can try to study a terrified, injured alien that will fight anyone who comes near it." Dr. Lee frowned. "We don't have time for your soft approach, Park. This specimen cold." "It's not a specimen," Ji-ho cut in. "It's a living being, and I'll take full responsibility for it." The room went quiet. The creature tilted its head, watching the humans argue. Finally, Director Kang sighed. "Fine. You have 1 week to show progress. If it remains dangerous after that, we sedate it, and the research team takes over." "Thank you," Ji-ho said. He turned back to the container where the 6-legged wolf-like creature stared at him with intelligent eyes. Ji-ho didn't know it yet, but this moment would change everything. Not just for him, but for all of humanity. Ji-ho spent the next 3 days setting up a special habitat for the alien wolf. He used a large indoor space with rocks, soft earth, and small trees. He added a cave-like shelter where the creature could hide and feel safe. A small stream ran through one side of the habitat. The air temperature matched that of the crashed ship. "You're wasting resources," said Kim Da-mai as she watched Jai-ho check the habitat one last time. Da-mai worked with big cats in the regular zoo section. "That thing nearly took off Han's arm yesterday." Han tried to take a blood sample without even introducing himself. Jai-ho replied, "You wouldn't like it either." Da-mai rolled her eyes. "It's an animal, Jai-ho, not a party guest. Every living thing deserves respect," he said, "especially one that's scared and far from home." The transport team brought the container with the alien wolf. They placed it inside the habitat and quickly left. Jai-ho stayed behind, closing the habitat door. He stood by the exit, keeping still. "Are you coming?" Da-mai asked from outside. "No, I'm staying here." "You'll get fired if that thing kills you," she warned. "It won't kill me," Jai-ho said. "I'll be careful." After Da-mai left, Jai-ho sat on the floor near the exit. The container opened automatically after 10 minutes. The blue wolf did not come out right away. 2 yellow eyes glowed from inside the container, watching Jai-ho. "Hello there," Jai-ho said softly. "I'm Jai-ho. This is your new home while you heal." The wolf growled but did not attack. After a long time, it slowly stepped out. It limped on its left hind leg. The fur on its right side was matted with dried blue-black liquid that might be blood. The wolf sniffed the air and looked around. It moved carefully to the stream and drank water. Then it explored the habitat, always keeping one eye on Jai-ho. "I'll bring you food later," Jai-ho said in the same soft voice. "I'll leave you alone now so you can rest." He stood up slowly and backed toward the exit. The wolf watched him go. For the next week, Jai-ho visited the habitat 3 times a day. He brought different foods to see what the wolf would eat. Raw meat was the winner. The wolf ate only when Jai-ho left the food and moved away. Jai-ho sat for hours each day, just talking to the wolf. He told it about Earth, about his job, about the other animals he cared for. The wolf always listened. "You're wasting your time," Dr. Lee said when he came to check on the progress. "Director Kang gave you 1 week. It's been 6 days, and you haven't even touched it yet." "These things take time," Jai-ho said. "Look how much calmer it is now. We need samples, tests, real science, not this, whatever you're doing." After Dr. Lee left, Jai-ho sighed. "Don't mind him," he told the wolf. "He doesn't understand." That night, Jai-ho stayed late. He brought his small music player and played soft songs. The wolf's ears perked up at certain tones. Jai-ho noticed and played those songs again. "You like that one?" he asked. "I'll bring more tomorrow." As he prepared to leave, Jai-ho placed the food closer to where he sat than usual. He waited. To his surprise, the wolf approached slowly. It sniffed the air around him, then took the meat. It did not run away to eat. "Good," Jai-ho whispered. "That's very good." The wolf tilted its head, watching him with intelligent eyes. Before leaving, Jai-ho looked at the beautiful creature with its shimmering blue fur. In his mind, he named it Hanyul, meaning sky in Korean. "Good night, Hanyul," he said softly. "See you tomorrow." He didn't tell anyone about the name. It was between him and the wolf. A small first step toward trust. As Jai-ho left, he didn't see Hanyul watching him, yellow-eyed following his every move. 2 weeks passed. Jai-ho sat outside Hanyul's habitat, writing notes. Director Kang had given him more time when she saw the wolf eating regularly and showing less aggression. Still, Dr. Lee and his research team pushed daily for tests and samples. "Jai-ho," Da-mai called as she walked toward him. "Still playing with your alien pet?" "Just making observations," he replied. "Hanyul is getting better. The limp is almost gone." "Hanyul." Da-mai raised an eyebrow. "You named it." Jai-ho looked embarrassed. "It means sky, because of the blue fur." "You're too attached," Da-mai warned. "Dr. Lee won't wait forever." The government wants reports. Jai-ho nodded but said nothing. Damai sighed and left him alone. Inside the habitat, Hanuel watched them talk. The wolf had been watching everything Jai-ho did with great interest. Today, Jai-ho brought his lunch to eat while he worked. Hanuel moved closer to the glass wall separating them. Hungry again? Jai-ho asked, smiling. I just fed you an hour ago. Hanuel made a soft sound, not quite a growl. Jai-ho had noticed the wolf making new sounds lately, almost like it was trying to talk. Jai-ho took out his music player. He had been testing different songs and noticed Hanuel responded strongly to certain tones and patterns. Today he played a new song with deep, flowing sounds. Hanuel's ears moved forward. The wolf sat down right at the glass, watching Jai-ho. You like this one? Jai-ho asked. It's called Ocean Dreams. Reminds me of your fur when you move. Jai-ho finished his lunch and packed up. It was time for the moment of truth. Director Kang had given permission for Jai-ho to enter the habitat today. If Hanuel remained calm, Jai-ho could stay with the research team keeping Hanuel for longer. I'm coming in now, Jai-ho said softly. Just to sit with you. Nothing else today. He opened the habitat door slowly. Hanuel stood up but didn't growl. Jai-ho entered and sat down on a rock, keeping his movements slow and calm. Hanuel watched him, head tilted. Jai-ho felt his heart race, but kept his breathing steady. It's just me, he said. Same as always. For 10 minutes, they just looked at each other. Then Hanuel did something amazing. The wolf walked toward Jai-ho and stopped a few feet away. Then, slowly, Hanuel lay down on the ground. It was a sign of trust. Jai-ho almost couldn't believe it. Thank you, he whispered. From the observation room, Delmai watched with wide eyes. Several researchers stood beside her, taking notes and filming. I don't believe it, one said. That thing tried to bite everyone else who came near it. Delmai smiled a little. Maybe Jai-ho isn't so foolish after all. The next day, Jai-ho brought medical supplies. Hanuel's wounds needed cleaning to heal properly. This would be the real test. I need to touch your side today, Jai-ho explained, showing Hanuel the supplies. It might sting a little, but it will help. Hanuel watched Jai-ho's hands as he prepared the medicine. Very slowly, Jai-ho reached out. Hanuel tensed but didn't move away. When Jai-ho's hand touched the blue fur, the wolf flinched but remained still. Good, Jai-ho said softly. Very good. He worked quickly, cleaning the wound and applying medicine. Hanuel watched every move with intelligent eyes. When Jai-ho finished, Hanuel stood up and walked a few steps away. Then the wolf turned and made a new sound, a soft humming noise. Jai-ho smiled. You're welcome. Later, as Jai-ho prepared to leave, he noticed something odd. The small stones near Hanuel's resting place were arranged in a pattern. They formed a rough circle with lines through it, similar to the medical symbol on Jai-ho's bag. Jai-ho stared at it, heart racing. This was no accident. No normal animal would do this. What are you? He whispered. Hanuel just watched him with those knowing yellow eyes. Outside the habitat, Dr. Lee watched the footage of Jai-ho treating Hanuel's wounds. Prepare the test schedule, he told his assistant. We start tomorrow. Director Kang has approved it. The breakthrough with Hanuel had come just in time. For better or worse, Jai-ho arrived early the next morning. He found Dr. Lee and 2 assistants waiting outside Hanuel's habitat. We start testing today, Dr. Lee said, holding up a case of equipment. Director Kang signed off on it. Jai-ho frowned. Hanuel just started trusting me. These tests could undo all that progress. Hanuel. Dr. Lee laughed. You named the specimen. This isn't a pet park. At least let me go in first, Jai-ho said. Let me prepare him. Dr. Lee checked his watch. 5 minutes. Then we come in. Jai-ho entered the habitat. Hanuel was already standing, watching the humans outside with alert eyes. Good morning, Jiho said softly. We have visitors today. They want to run some tests. He knelt down and showed Haniel a small brush. First, I need to brush your fur. Is that okay? Haniel walked to Jiho and sat down. Jiho began brushing the blue fur gently. As he worked, he whispered, "These people won't hurt you. I won't let them. But please stay calm." The wolf's yellow eyes watched Jiho's face carefully. Dr. Lee and his assistants entered. Haniel's body tensed, but the wolf didn't growl. "Remarkable," one assistant said. "It's completely different from how it was before." Dr. Lee set up his equipment. "We'll take fur samples first, then blood. We'll need to scan its brain activity too." As they worked, Jiho stayed by Haniel's side, stroking the wolf's head and talking softly. Haniel remained still during the fur sampling, but growled when they prepared the needle for blood. "Easy now," Jiho said. "It will only hurt for a moment." To everyone's surprise, Haniel looked at Jiho, then extended one leg, as if offering it for the blood sample. "Did you train it to do that?" Dr. Lee asked, shocked. Jiho shook his head. "No, he's just understanding." After the tests, Dr. Lee and his team left with their samples. Jiho stayed behind, feeling guilty. "I'm sorry about that," he told Haniel. "They need to understand what you are to help you better." Haniel made a soft humming sound and walked to the back of the habitat. The wolf pushed aside some rocks with its paw, revealing a small pile of objects. A pen Jiho had dropped days ago, a button from his coat, and a small metal clip. Jiho watched in amazement as Haniel arranged the items in a straight line. "You've been collecting my things," Jiho said. "Why?" Haniel used his paw to draw lines in the soft dirt, connecting the objects. The pattern looked like a simple map of the stars. Jiho's heart raced. "You're trying to tell me something." From the observation room, Damai watched the scene unfold. She had come to check on Jiho after hearing about the tests. What she saw made her freeze. "That's not animal behavior," she whispered to herself. She watched as Haniel continued drawing in the dirt with surprising precision. Jiho sat perfectly still, his face a mixture of awe and shock. Damai quickly took out her phone and called Director Kang. "You need to see this," she said urgently. "The alien wolf, it's communicating." Later that day, Jiho met with Director Kang in her office. Damai was there too. "What you're suggesting is impossible," Director Kang said. "Animals don't create star maps." "Haniel is not just an animal," Jiho insisted. "There's intelligence there, real intelligence." "The tests will tell us more," Director Kang said. "Dr. Lee's preliminary results show unusual brain activity." Damai spoke up. "I saw it too, Director. It wasn't random." The wolf was trying to show Jiho something. Director Kang looked troubled. "If what you're saying is true, we need to report this to higher authorities immediately." Jiho nodded. "But we need to be careful how we proceed. Haniel trusts me now. That trust is fragile." As they talked, none of them noticed Dr. Lee standing outside the office, listening. His face darkened as he heard their conversation. He walked away quickly, pulling out his phone. "Get me the head of special projects," he said quietly. "I have something they'll want to see immediately." The next morning, Jiho came to work early. He wanted to spend time with Haniel before anyone else arrived. Last night's revelation of the star map had kept him awake all night. When he entered the habitat, Haniel greeted him with a soft humming sound that had become their special hello. "Good morning to you too," Jiho said, smiling. "I brought breakfast." As Haniel ate, Jiho gently brushed the wolf's blue fur. He had made this part of their daily routine. Today, as he brushed the neck area, his fingers felt something hard under the fur. "What's this?" Jiho murmured. He parted the thick fur carefully. There, embedded in Haniel's neck, was a small metal device. It was about the size of a coin, with tiny lights that blinked softly. "How did we miss this before?" Jai-Ho whispered. Haniel turned to look at him, then lowered his head, as if showing Jai-Ho the device more clearly. Jai-Ho took pictures with his phone. He needed help to understand what this was, but he didn't trust Dr. Lee. After thinking for a moment, he called Yoon Hanul, a technology specialist who worked at the center. Can you come to Hanul's habitat? I found something important, Jai-Ho said. The alien wolf habitat. Sure, I'll be there in 10 minutes, Yoon Hanul replied. When Yoon arrived, Jai-Ho showed him the device in Hanul's neck. Be careful, Jai-Ho warned. Don't touch it yet. Yoon studied the device with a small scanner. This is incredible, he said. It's some kind of technology I've never seen before. The energy signature is unlike anything on Earth. What do you think it does? Jai-Ho asked. Based on where it's placed. Maybe it's a translator or a data storage device. Yoon pointed to small symbols etched into the metal. These look like language. Haniel watched them intently, then used his paw to draw in the dirt again. This time, he drew a simple circle with a line through it. He's trying to tell us something, Jai-Ho said. Yoon looked thoughtful. Let me try something. He took out his tablet and showed Haniel a picture of the device. Is this a communication tool? He asked directly. Haniel made a movement with his head that looked remarkably like a nod. This is unbelievable, Yoon whispered. Jai-Ho pointed to the symbols on the device. Can you activate it somehow? Yoon studied his scanner readings. There's a specific frequency it seems to respond to. He adjusted his tablet to emit a soft tone. The device in Hanul's neck glowed brighter. Suddenly, a small holographic display appeared above it, showing symbols similar to those on the device. Haniel stood up straight and looked directly at Jai-Ho. Then, a mechanical voice came from the device. Greetings, human caretaker. Jai-Ho and Yoon froze in shock. My name is Ko, Guardian Class Scout of the Nari. Thank you for healing my injuries. Jai-Ho couldn't believe what he was hearing. You can speak. This translator allows basic communication, the voice explained. It has been analyzing your language since my arrival. Why didn't you communicate earlier? Yoon asked. I needed to assess if humans were safe to contact. Most scouts who observed your planet reported humans as dangerous and unpredictable. Jai-Ho stepped closer. But you're talking to us now. Why? Because of you, Park Jai-Ho, Ko replied. You showed kindness to an unknown creature. You were patient. You did not treat me as a test subject like the others. Yoon looked at Jai-Ho with wide eyes. We need to tell Director Kang. Jai-Ho nodded, but said to Ko, will you speak to our leaders? Tell them about your people. I will speak to those who show the same respect you have shown, Ko answered. But be warned, there are humans in your facility who have different plans for me. Dr. Lee, Jai-Ho said grimly. We saw him talking to government officials yesterday. Yoon added, military types. Jai-Ho looked at Ko with determination. We won't let anything happen to you, I promise. As they left to find Director Kang, Ko called out, Jai-Ho, thank you for calling me Haniel. It is an honor to have a name in your language. Jai-Ho smiled. And it's an honor to meet you, Ko. Director Kang stared at the video recording in disbelief. Jai-Ho and Yoon had recorded their conversation with Ko as proof. This changes everything, she said, her voice barely above a whisper. An intelligent alien species that can communicate with us. We need to protect him, Jai-Ho insisted. Ko is not just a research subject. Director Kang nodded slowly. I understand, but this is bigger than our facility now. The government will need to be informed. Yoon looked worried. Dr. Lee might have already told them. He was talking to military officials yesterday. As if on cue, Dr. Lee entered the office with two men in dark suits behind him. Director Kang, Dr. Lee said with a smug smile. These gentlemen are from the National Security Agency. They're here about the alien specimen. One of the men stepped forward. I'm Agent Park. We'll be taking over this operation effective immediately. Director Kang stood up. On whose authority? Direct order from the Defense Minister. Agent Park handed her an official document. The alien creature will be moved to a secure facility for further study. Jai-Ho felt his heart sink. You can't do that. Ko, the alien, is sentient. He can communicate with us. Dr. Lee laughed. Yes, we know. That makes it even more valuable. Him nodded. Jai-Ho corrected angrily. Agent Park's face remained cold. The creature will be transported tomorrow morning. Until then, all access to it is restricted except for essential personnel. After they left, Jai-Ho turned to Director Kang. You can't let them take him. My hands are tied, she said, looking defeated. This goes above my authority now. Do you know what they'll do to him? Jai-Ho asked. They'll dissect him. Study his technology. They don't care that he's alive and intelligent. Yoon, who had been quiet, finally spoke up. What if we could prove Ko is here on a diplomatic mission? That he represents an advanced civilization. Director Kang shook her head. It wouldn't matter. The military will see him as a potential threat regardless. Jai-Ho left the office feeling helpless. As he walked down the hallway, Damai approached him. I heard what happened, she said. The whole facility is talking about it. Is it true? The wolf can talk. Jai-Ho nodded. His name is Ko. He's a scout from a species called the Nari, and they're going to take him away tomorrow. Dame's eyes widened. To study him. Or probably both, Jai-Ho said grimly. I promised I wouldn't let anything happen to him. Dame was quiet for a moment. Then she said, what if he wasn't here when they came to get him? Jai-Ho looked at her in surprise. What are you suggesting? I have access codes to all the habitats, Damai said quietly. And I owe night shift tonight. That night, Jai-Ho couldn't sleep. At midnight, his phone buzzed with a message from Damai. Coast clear. Now or never. Jai-Ho drove to the center. Damai met him at the staff entrance. Security cameras are on a 20-minute loop, she explained. Yoon helped with that. We have a small window. They moved quickly through the dark hallways to Hanul's habitat. When they entered, Ko was waiting for them. You came back, Ko said through his translator. We're getting you out of here, Jai-Ho explained. The military wants to take you for testing. I have been monitoring their communications, Ko said. Their intentions are not peaceful. Jai-Ho was surprised. You can access our communications. My neural translator can interface with your basic systems, Ko explained. I know what they plan to do with me. Delmai looked nervously at her watch. We need to hurry. There's a service exit on the east side. Jai-Ho put a special harness on Ko to make him look like a large dog if anyone saw them. They moved through the hallways quickly, staying in the shadows. As they reached the service area, a security guard appeared. He stared at them in shock. What are you doing? Is that the... Before he could finish, Ko emitted a soft pulse of blue light from his translator. The guard froze, then slumped to the floor. He is unharmed, Ko said, seeing Jai-Ho's alarmed face. Just sleeping for a short time. Delmai looked at Ko with new fear and respect. What else can you do that we don't know about? Many things, Ko replied simply. But I mean no harm to those who show kindness. They reached Jai-Ho's car. As they prepared to leave, Jai-Ho asked, where should we go? To the mountains, Ko said. My people will be looking for me there. Jai-Ho drove fast through the empty night streets. Dami kept checking her phone for news from the center. Nothing yet, she said. But they'll discover Ko is missing when the morning shift starts. In the back seat, Ko sat quietly, his blue fur glowing softly in the darkness. The city lights reflected in his yellow eyes. Where exactly in the mountains are we going? Jai-Ho asked. There is a place where the rocks contain minerals that help strengthen signals, Ko explained. My people will be scanning for my beacon there. Jai-Ho glanced in the mirror at Ko. Your people, The Nari. What are they like? We are explorers and guardians, Ko said. We study worlds before they join the greater community of spacefaring species. And what have you decided about humans? Dame asked nervously. Opinion is divided, Ko replied. Some believe humans are too violent and unpredictable. Others see potential in your kind. As they drove toward the mountains, Dame's phone rang. It was Yoon. They know, Yoon said without greeting. Security found the guard. They've alerted authorities, and Dr. Lee is furious. They're tracking Jaiho's car through traffic cameras. What should we do? Dame asked. Ditch the car, Yoon advised. I'm sending coordinates to a place where I can meet you. I'll bring supplies. Jaiho pulled into an empty parking lot and turned off the car. We need to go on foot from here. They walked through dark streets, keeping to shadows. Ko moved silently beside them, occasionally stopping to listen with his sensitive ears. Someone is following us, he said suddenly. They ducked into an alley just as a black car drove slowly past. Government agents, Daimai whispered. After an hour of careful movement, they'd reached the meeting point. Yoon was waiting in an old truck. Get in quickly, he said. As they climbed in, Ji-Home noticed Yoon wasn't alone. In the passenger seat sat Director Kang. Director, Ji-Ho said in shock. Are you helping us or arresting us? Helping, she said firmly. What they plan to do to Ko is wrong. I've studied the file Dr. Lee tried to hide. They want to extract his neural translator technology and study his biology. They don't care if he survives. Ji-Ho looked grateful. Thank you for believing us. Director Kang shook her head. Don't thank me yet. The entire area is being searched. Roadblocks are being set up. Yoon started driving toward the mountains. I know these roads well. We can avoid the main checkpoints. As they drove higher into the mountains, the roads became rough. Finally, Yoon stopped at a hiking trail. We have to continue on foot from here, he said. The place Ko described should be about 2 miles up this path. They grabbed backpacks filled with supplies and began hiking. The night was cold, and their breath made clouds in the air. Ko moved easily over the rough terrain, sometimes guiding them through difficult patches. How long have your people been watching Earth? Director Kang asked as they walked. For many of your centuries, Ko replied. We have observed your wars, your technological progress, and your treatment of your own planet. Many Nari believe humans are not ready for contact. But you're different, Ji-Ho said. You're willing to talk to us. I have seen what others have not, Ko said, looking at Ji-Ho. I have experienced human kindness firsthand. As dawn approached, they reached a small plateau surrounded by unusual reddish rocks. Ko walked to the center. This is the place, he said. The minerals in these rocks will help amplify my signal. Ko's translator began to glow brighter. The device emitted a series of tones that echoed across the mountains. What now? Dame asked. Now we wait, Ko replied, and hope my people receive my signal before your government finds us. Yoon, who had been keeping watch, suddenly whispered, We have company. Vehicles coming up the mountain road. In the early morning light, they could see dust rising from multiple vehicles climbing toward them. Government agents, Director Kang said grimly. How long until your people can reach us? Ji-Ho asked Ko urgently. Unknown, Ko replied, but the signal has been sent. The 4 humans and the alien wolf stood together on the mountain plateau, watching the approaching dust cloud, waiting to see who would reach them first. The government vehicles were getting closer. Director Kang looked through binoculars. 6 vehicles, heavily armed personnel, she reported. We have maybe 15 minutes before they reach us. Ji-Ho turned to Ko. Is there anywhere we can hide? Ko scanned the area. This way. There is a cave system in these mountains. They followed Ko up a steep path to a narrow opening in the rocks. It was barely visible unless you knew where to look. They squeezed inside just as the first vehicle reached the plateau below. The cave was larger inside than it appeared. Ko's fur glowed softly, providing enough light to see. "How did you know this was here?" Dama asked. "The Nari have mapped this entire region," Ko explained. "We have observation posts throughout your planet." Yoon looked surprised. "How many of you are on Earth?" "Very few at any time," Ko said. "We observe mostly through automated systems. Scout missions like mine are rare and only happen when decisions need to be made." "What decision were you here to make?" Director Kang asked. Ko's yellow eyes seemed to grow more intense. Whether Earth should be included in the Galactic Council or bypassed for another 1,000 years. Everyone fell silent at this revelation. "There's a Galactic Council?" Jiho finally asked. "Many species from many star systems work together," Ko explained, "sharing knowledge, resources, and protection. Earth has reached a point in its development where contact is being considered." "But your ship crashed," Damai said. "Yes, an unexpected solar flare disrupted our systems," Ko said. "It was not supposed to happen this way." From outside, they could hear voices and the beams of flashlights swept past the cave entrance. "They're searching the area," Yoon whispered. Jiho turned to Ko. "What happens now? Will your people still come?" "Yes," Ko said. "My signal was received, but there is something you should know." He paused. "Most Neri believe humans are too dangerous for contact. My mission was to collect final data before a decision was made." "And what did you find?" Jiho asked. "Mostly what was expected. Your news broadcasts show violence, corruption, and environmental destruction. Your leaders focus on power rather than progress. Many humans fear what is different." The humans looked down, unable to argue with this assessment. "But," Ko continued, "I also found something unexpected." "I found you, Jiho." Jiho looked up in surprise. "When I was injured and frightened, you showed patience and kindness. You did not see me as a thing to study or a prize to capture. You saw a living being who needed help." Ko's translator glowed brighter. "My neural implant records everything I experience. These recordings will be shared with the Nari Council. Your actions, Jiho, and now the actions of all of you, will be part of their decision." Outside, the voices were getting closer. "They're right above us," Director Kang whispered. Suddenly, Ko's translator pulsed with light and emitted a series of tones. Then a voice spoke, not Ko's, but a different, deeper voice. "Scout Ko, we have received your signal and data transmission. Extraction team will arrive at dawn. Maintain position." Hope filled Jiho's face. "Your people are coming." "Yes," Ko said, "but we must survive until dawn." Delmai looked worried. "The agents will find us before then." "Perhaps not," Ko said. "My people included a defense system in my translator. I can create a field that will hide our presence, but only for a limited time." Ko's translator began to hum, and a faint blue field spread around them. "We should be invisible to their detection equipment now," Ko explained. "But the field drains my energy reserves quickly. It will last 6 hours at most." Director Kang checked her watch. "Dawn is in 7 hours." They looked at each other, the reality of their situation sinking in. "What happens when your people arrive?" Jiho asked. "Will they just take you and leave?" "That was the original plan," Ko admitted. "But now, I believe there will be a message for Earth, the first official contact between our species." "Because of what happened with you and Jiho?" Yoon asked. "Yes," Ko said. "Sometimes the smallest actions can change the course of history." The night passed slowly. Government agents searched the area, sometimes coming so close to the cave that the group could hear their footsteps. Ko's cloaking field held, but as the hours passed, the blue light grew dimmer. 2 hours until dawn. Director Kang whispered, checking her watch. "How much longer will the field last?" "Not long enough," Ko replied, his voice weaker than before. "Perhaps 1 more hour." Jiho moved closer to Ko. Save your strength. We'll find another way. Outside, the sky was beginning to lighten. The agents had set up lights and equipment all around the plateau. Dr. Lee was there too, giving orders and looking angry. They're not leaving, I said, peering carefully out of the cave. There must be 30 people out there now. Yoon looked worried. Even if Ko's people come, how will they reach us through all those agents? The Nari have technology beyond your understanding, Ko said. But I am concerned about your safety when the field fails. Jaiho thought for a moment. Maybe we should surrender. If we explain everything to the public. They won't let us talk, Director Kang said firmly. Dr. Lee has too much power and too many secrets to protect. As they whispered, Ko suddenly stood alert. Listen. At first, they heard nothing. Then, a faint humming filled the air. It grew louder, until even the humans could hear it clearly. My people are here, Ko said. Outside, the agents had noticed too. They were looking up at the sky, pointing and shouting. Some were reaching for their weapons. Then it happened. The entire sky above the plateau seemed to ripple, like water when a stone is thrown in. A massive ship appeared, hovering silently above the agents. It was smooth and silver, shaped like a curved blade, with blue lights pulsing along its edges. It's beautiful, Devmai whispered. The agents below were in chaos. Some pointed weapons at the ship. Others ran for their vehicles. Now, Ko said, standing. We must go now. The cloaking field disappeared as Ko led them out of the cave. In the confusion below, no one noticed them at first. They made their way down the path toward the plateau. Then Dr. Lee spotted them. There, the wolf and the traders. Agents turned and began running toward them. Guns were raised. Stop, Jiho shouted. We come in peace. From the ship, a beam of blue light shot down to the center of the plateau. Within the light, a figure appeared, tall and slender, with the same blue fur as Ko, but standing upright on two legs. The Nari wore a simple silver uniform and carried no weapons. Everyone froze, humans and agents alike, staring at the alien visitor. Ko walked forward into the light and bowed to the tall Nari. They touched foreheads in greeting. The tall Nari spoke, a translator similar to Ko's converting the words to English. I am Captain Tarek of the Nari Exploratory Fleet, who speaks for Earth. Dr. Lee pushed forward. I am Dr. Lee of the Special Research Division. I represent the government off. No, Ko interrupted. This one speaks with false authority. He turned and looked at Jaiho. This is the human who showed true understanding. Park Jiho. Jaiho stepped forward nervously. The agents didn't stop him, too stunned by what was happening. Captain Tarek studied Jaiho. Scout Ko has shared his experiences with us. For centuries, we have watched your planet, seen mostly conflict and destruction. The Council had nearly voted to bypass Earth entirely in our galactic alliance. The captain paused, looking around at all the humans. But Scout Ko's recordings show something different. They show that humans are capable of compassion toward unknown beings, that you can choose kindness over fear. Captain Tarek reached out and placed a small silver disc in Jaiho's hand. Because of what you did for Ko, Earth will be offered provisional contact status. This device will allow your leaders to communicate with the Galactic Council, should they choose peaceful engagement. Dr. Lee stepped forward angrily. This is a matter of national security. Arrest them all. But no one moved. All eyes were on the ship and the alien captain. The human they called foolish for helping an injured wolf, Captain Tarek said, has opened the door to the stars for your entire species. The blue light expanded, surrounding Jaiho, Damai, Yoon, Director Kang, and Ko. The choice is now yours, the captain said to all the humans watching. We will be waiting. In a flash of light, the group disappeared into the ship. It rose silently into the morning sky and vanished, leaving the stunned agents and Dr. Lee staring up at the empty space where it had been. The first official contact between Earth and the stars had ended. And it had all begun because one human had shown kindness to an injured alien wolf.